is Alex and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, then welcome to my channel. As you can tell by the title of this video is all about how to help you get a job over here teaching English in South Korea. For those of you that do not know, I am currently an English teacher over here, teaching at a kindergarten private school, living in Seoul, and at the moment I'm absolutely loving it. However, one of the biggest challenges that I found was actually trying to find a good job over here. There are so many different options that are pulling you this way, that are pulling you that way, and sometimes it can be a bit overwhelming of which direction to go in. Hence why I made this video, to give you a little bit of advice of how to get a job over here in South Korea, and also some useful tips of what to avoid. So the first part of this video, I'm gonna have a little breakdown of actually how to find a job. And in the second part of this video, I'm gonna do little tips and tricks of things to look out for when you are applying for a job over here in South Korea. So without further ado, let's get started with the video. So the first option about getting a job here in South Korea is to simply go direct with the school that you wanna apply for. This is exactly what I did. I went direct with my school. I was very aware of the school itself. I already had friends and connections within the school. The way that I did it, I literally just messaged my friend directly. I was like, hi, are there any jobs going? Lo and behold, there was. I heard good things from my friend about the company, got an interview, and cut long story short, I got the job. So a lot of the larger chains and a lot of the larger schools here in South Korea have like websites with direct hiring on them. So this is a really good first port of call if you want a job over here. All of the information is usually in English as it's an English school, and you can usually just search these out directly through Google, go into the school's website, or a lot of them have their own Facebook or Instagram pages. I personally think going direct to any job really shows your eagerness to wanting to work with this place in particular. The job that you're applying for, like they won't know that you've applied for like 5, 10, 15 other jobs. And it also cuts out any sort of like middle person in between that can kind of like sway your opinion in any different way. Going directly as well, it's completely in your control of like the kind of job that you want. If you want a certain working hours, if you want a certain location, if you want a certain age range of kids, going directly really helps with exactly what you want to find. And furthermore, going directly as well cuts out any single person like in between the process. If you were to apply with a recruiter, which I'm going to mention a little bit later on, going directly, you don't have to go through a recruiter, so you can kind of like negotiate a better deal. You can negotiate a better apartment, for example. You can negotiate better pay. However, with a recruiter, it's a little bit of a different process, so going directly for me personally is always the best option. I'm presuming that a lot of people that are watching this video are applying for a job abroad, and it can definitely seem like a daunting process, like, oh my god, like I'm on the other side of the world, I'm going to apply directly to a company that I don't really know that much about. However, this is just common practice over here in Korea, and for the most part you'll be absolutely fine. If you don't manage to get the job first time round applying directly, that's okay, because there are so many more options to find a job over here, which gorgeously brings me on to my second way of finding a job over here in Korea, and that is through recruiters. Recruiters are absolutely fantastic way if you're feeling a little bit nervous, if you want a bit of like a helping hand in finding a job. And with my initial job teaching over here in South Korea, I did use a career to work with the EPIK program, and I can't recommend recruiters enough for first-time people that are trying to get a job over here. I'm sure that if you're applying online, you are absolutely bombarded by the amount of recruiters that there are over here, because there are so many. Because at the end of the day, like, English is really in demand, so recruiters are absolutely everywhere. However, I'm only going to mention the ones that I've got like reputable sources of. I've had friends go through and recommend them. I will leave all the links and all the information of all the recruiters that I mention down in the description. Firstly, for my first year in Korea, I used the company Korean Horizons, which I cannot recommend enough. This is mainly orientated towards the EPIK program. They do also recruit for Hagwons as well. Another one that's similar to Korean Horizons is Korvia. Again, it's more orientated towards the EPIK program, but they do also recruit for Hagwons. And a third option, which a lot of my friends went through, is Apple Tree Recruitment. They have their own website, they have their own Facebook page, and they have dedicated people via email that you can talk to. And a lot of my friends over here have actually found jobs through Apple Tree. Again, with Hagwons, they've been in this business for a long time, so they kind of know like the best ones, the not so good ones. So they're more likely to send things that are matching your criteria if you wanted like a certain pay, a certain location or whatever. But please keep in mind that recruiters are also a business, so they do get some sort of commission off like every hire that they get. So for them, they're not probably too worried about like a slightly bad Hagwon. They just want to get a job with the Hagwon. So do keep this in mind. Please do your research, and please, whatever you do, do not accept accept the first job that you are given. Another fantastic thing about recruiters as well, they're fantastic for like a helping hand to get you into Korea. I know Korean Horizons, for example, they really helped me with like the immigration process, what paperwork that I needed. It even helped me with booking my flights. And this is exactly what I wanted my first time. Like there was so much stress and so much like anxiety about going to Korea. I was like, I do not need any more stress in terms of immigration because absolutely not. But with recruiters, they really do guide you through the process. And it's just a fantastic and simple way to get a job. If you're watching this and you're already in Korea and then you're thinking about changing jobs, or maybe you're thinking about changing locations, then maybe recruiters aren't always the best option. So you're already in Korea, you don't need a flight or anything, and you kind of know the way of the Korean system. But still, even saying that, like even if you want a guiding hand with the process, recruiters are absolutely fantastic. And like I said before, I will leave all the links to the recruiters I recommend down in the description. Another fantastic way to find a job over here in South Korea, which again I've kind of touched on already, is through social media and websites. Social media such as like Facebook pages, such as Instagram pages, even things like websites, really gives you a unique perspective of actually like talking to people that have already been in the schools. A lot of the time you can actually see the school for yourself, you can see different pictures, you can see reviews and everything like this. And a lot of people that are on these pages and on these websites, all there for the same thing. So it's quite like a high competition. So for example, if a job is offered with like a really low pay, people will clock that up and be like, excuse me, please avoid this job. But equally, if a job is offered with a really high pay, people might be like, excuse me, why are you paying so much? Like what kind of like scandal is this that you can afford to pay me like 3.6 million won a month? Again, I will link down below all the reputable Facebook pages and also the websites that are very popular with finding jobs, such as Dave's ESL Cafe. But one word of warning with social media pages, they are very much like purging foreigners. The job offerings on the Facebook page, they very much understand that people want to come to Korea. And a lot of the time, the pay that is advertised is a lot lower. Sometimes it can be a bit sketchy in terms of what you're actually getting. And more likely than not, they won't give like all the information that is needed in a single Facebook post. So please, please, please do your research. Again, don't take the first job that is advertised to you. And yes, even though you may desperately want to come to South Korea, I think you'd rather get over here with a great job and come here a little bit later than planned than just come over here as soon as possible, absolutely hate it, and then end up leaving. One final point about the 3 different ways that you can find a job over here is that a lot of the options, they recruit year round. And this is absolutely fine. Say if your schedule is like, I want to arrive in July time, I'm going to arrive in July, if I want to arrive at Christmas, that's absolutely fine. But please do keep in mind that the school year here in Korea does start at the start of March. If you see a job that is offered for like a May start, then you're going to be joining the school like 2 months into the year, which for some people that's absolutely fine. But then going forward, usually it's like a year-long contract. So you'll be working like May to May, but then you'll do like 2 months of like the following year, but then you'll have to leave. So just keep that in mind. Usually the main hiring times are March or in the middle of the year in August. But say if you did want to come like a couple of months into the school year or a couple of months at the end of the school year, this is an option, but just keep this in mind. And finally, to round this video up, I'm just going to give you a little bit of hints and tips, just of things to avoid when you're applying for a job over here in South Korea. Number 1, please, 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 please check the green and black lists. There are dedicated websites, again, I will link them down below, to check whether a Hagwon that is offered is a very good Hagwon, whether there's some dodgy things going on. And people on these websites are completely honest as well. Like, these are people that have worked in these exact Hagwons before. These are people that have been in your position before. And I will tell you an honest opinion of whether to avoid this school or whether to go forward with the job. But please do take things on this website with a pinch of salt. Like, not every single job that is ever offered in the humanity of existence is on these green and black lists. But it gives you a bit of direction of places to like steer away from or places to go towards. Secondly, again, because it's so important, please do your research. If a job is coming at you with a really, really high pay, it might seem amazing, but please be warned that you might get like 2 days holiday a year, for example. Or for example, if a job says it's in Seoul, but it's actually like in Incheon, like Incheon and Seoul is a very long distance away. So in reality, you're not actually in Seoul. And always look at the benefits provided, because some job offers, they will offer to pay for your flights. Some job offers, they may extend your holiday. Some job offers, you may be working on the weekends. So please, please, please do your research, cross compare the different jobs that you've been offered, and hopefully, you'll be fine. One final point to round up this video, I just want to make it clear that like moving to South Korea to teach English abroad is definitely not like a free pass to get you into the country. Of course, there are so many different reasons why people want to come to South Korea in particular, whether this because of K-pop, whether this because of the climate, whether this because of the culture, whether this because of X, Y, and Z. But do keep in mind that you're actually applying for a job. You're going to be working with children for the most parts, and sometimes it does get difficult. With any job, there's going to be stresses, there's going to be things that are going to be difficult, and I just don't want people that aren't dedicated to actually teaching to arrive in South Korea and think this is some sort of free pass, because in the politest way, it's not. So please do realise what you're signing up to before you get on that plane, and on the weekends and on your time off, you can enjoy the beautiful country that is the gorgeous, gorgeous South Korea. So yeah, hopefully this video has been really helpful. Hopefully it's given you a bit of direction of things you should head towards, things you should definitely avoid. And if you need any more advice about getting a job over here in South Korea, please don't hesitate to drop me a comment down below. Give me a message on Instagram, as I'm usually more active on there. And you can drop me an email too. Best of luck trying to find a job over here. I wish you all the best. And if you do get over here to South Korea with a job teaching English, please do let me know, because I'm going to be here for at least another gorgeous girl year. Have a great day. Bye.